Hi, good evening, dear friends and co-workers. This is Efrat. Thank you so much for being here with us every week. Last week, I shared with you the joy and special atmosphere we felt with the return of the hostages alive and Trump's announcement of the end of the war. It is hard to believe how quickly the mood has shifted. Nothing seems balanced. The disagreements have returned, the violent discourse, the attempt to undermine the judicial system, and more. Here is an example, just to feel the atmosphere, that might illustrate the current atmosphere here. Yesterday, a football match was supposed to take place, a derby, between two Tel Aviv teams. Before the game even began, violent riots broke out. People from the crowd and police officers were injured, and the match was cancelled. This is just one illustration of how the upheaval shifts. But it is somewhat reassuring to know that there is a scientific example for this, both psychologically and physically. The human system is not built to switch states instantly. For brain systems that have been conditioned for a long time to be a state of danger, it takes time to adjust and relax. The same goes for the body. So maybe, after all, there is something normal about what we are going through here. Thank you.
Well, Efrat, thank you for the normal. Yes, and the energy that Efrat describes is so prevalent in our environment. Even though we are human beings, but this is this discrepancy between the spoken and the manifested and the changes is very destabilizing. And people don't know what to believe. Like the Trump Peace Summit that was held in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. It is supposed to be a symbolic turning point to end a major war, rebuild Gaza, pave the way for regional diplomacy, which could affect the Middle East. Only that it is done the old way. Israel and Hamas never sat together, but they negotiated through mediators in the absence of official delegations of both sides. And whatever was agreed upon has not been totally respected anyways. And we, the people, tired of this non-ending enmity, we yearn for goodwill and trust. We yearn for some sanity and well-being that we don't see in our surrounding, except for a few islands of sanity. So it is so vital to keep the avenue of soul light and love, to keep it alive in us and in our service, and to keep on the work with continuity and faith for the good of all. Yeah, the good of all. Thank you for your presence. Over to you, Uta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the good of all. might be our best guideline of what can be done here. If we go into all the ins and outs of this painful history, we will never be able to make order and bring it to resolution based on the past. So I would like to bring to our attention the esoteric healing law 2, which I think is very appropriate and perhaps can help us lift above these many fluctuations that we see over and over again, all these cycles. Maybe we can just see them in the context of this law. Disease is the product of and subject to 3 influences. First, a man's past, wherein he pays the price of ancient error. Second, his inheritance, wherein he shares with all mankind those tainted streams of energy which are of group origin. Thirdly, he shares with all the natural forms that which the Lord of Life imposes on his body. These 3 influences are called the ancient law of evil sharing. This must give place someday to that new law of ancient dominating good, which lies behind all that God made. This law must be brought into activity by the spiritual will of man. So let us harness our spiritual will. We settle in our body, in our inner silence. Touching base with our heart between the shoulder blades. Making sure it's purified so it may hold complex situations in harmlessness. Collecting our mental forces in the center of the head. From here, expanding into an inclusive planetary perspective. Standing as the soul in incarnation, in the will to love. Visualize ourselves coming together now, reaching out to each other, heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul. We are part of the Ajna center of the planet, in vibrational resonance with all soul-guided servers around the world. Standing calm like on a pinnacle. Let us turn our eyes towards humanity. Just overlooking this complex, fluctuating situation on our planet. And seeing the Middle East region within it as a focal point. Where so many huge forces are meeting. Observing for a moment this intense planetary vortex. How it's playing out humanity's very old karmic issues. And in turn affecting again the whole of humanity. Let us now open to our ashramic co-workers. Sensing their protective presence and their wisdom. And in their light, let us intuit the vibration of the best possible outcome of the present dynamics. And the process of it that is enabled through goodwill, through really listening to the other. And through an inner process of relinquishing old outward forms, outworn thought forms and claims and narrow identities. Just visualize the awakening of the heart of humanity and of soul consciousness. and decisions being made based upon good faith, aimed at the good of all. Let us invoke the Lords of Liberation now to our aid for this work of evoking the soul light in humanity and forging together a path for the saving force. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to humanity. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may we stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth, the end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental plane of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the astral plane of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into etheric physical plane of the Middle East, penetrating into the earth, joining with the Devic forces, transmuting the ancient records of evil sharing, dissolving and purifying them into the recognition that every human life is sacred. Let us take a couple of minutes to see this work proceeding. Visualize the saving force spreading in the Middle East, being active in each nation and each ethnic and religious group. Visualize the principle of the highest good of all gradually and steadily establish itself. And on this basis, true peace will come about. Let us affirm this will as we sound the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, יזרום האור אל דעת האדם. ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם. תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור, אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
الطلبة الكبيرة. Great invocation in Arabic. من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب إلى قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندعون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين.